The views and opinions expressed in this video are those of the two Daves and do not reflect those of the Glober Mom channel. Welcome everyone. The intro to this video was by no means being disrespectful to Cheech and Chong, but it is accurate when it comes to the two Flat Earth Daves because they have no clue on what is going on. Okay, I will say that Dave, Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, doesn't know what is going on. Dave, DITRH, knows full well what is going on, but doesn't care because all he can see are potential buyers of his Flat Earth Sun and Moon clock app with its microtransactions to get even more money out of those gullible enough to pay for them. Flat Earth Dave, or DITRH, was recently on the other Dave's livestream titled, Is It Obvious Yet? From July 3rd, 2024. He was on for about a half hour, and I have not seen it yet, so you and I will be going into this blind. Ready? Oh wait, I put some popcorn out earlier for you all to munch on while we watch. Okay, let's begin.
I think it's assumed that Globers just reject all conspiracy theories. Well, I don't.
I'm one of you. Believe me, I've trained to act like one of you. Get the fuck out of here. Glow, little glowworm, glow.
It can be a bit conspiratorial. So I'm going to tell you a thought that I'm having. All right,
I bet you this motherfucker got every booster they offer.
No! Fuck off!
And SSUM is off and running with his idiotic anti-vaccine bullshit. Let's see what other polished turds of wisdom come out of his mouth.
What's happening, Dave? Good to have you on, brother.
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
So I want to throw in my 2 cents here. So Will had these charges against him from a couple years ago, paid $135,000. Now he's got 2 new charges totaling about $500,000 with possible jail time, right? He's saying he could pay for 2 tickets to Antarctica, but 3 might be a stretch, right? Because his wife is like, oh, I really don't want you to spend that extra $40,000. But meanwhile, he's got $500,000 in charges coming against him, and there's probably more charges to come after this from other plaintiffs, right? And so as all of this is going on, he pops up onto the scene with the final experiment. I mean, the psyop behind the name and everything. He's putting all of his time and energy in this. This makes zero sense whatsoever. This is insanity, impossible. And I'm going to give you a prediction of what I think was going to happen if this thing ever pulls off. So that alone right there tells you that something's up. Now, lots of times with major crises, major events, they have crisis actors that are in trouble with the law, that are forced to participate. Bob the Science Guy was about to go to jail or lose his license, pay huge fines for prescribing, barbiturates for women in trade for, allegedly in trade for sex. And that charge just disappeared. And all of a sudden, he's full-time on the scene, anti-flat Earth, right? So that could be what's going on here.
Regarding the charges by the 2 he mentioned, why would the government let those charges go with the proviso they lie about the shape of the Earth and do so on video platforms and social media? Is that scenario plausible? Sure. Is that what is happening here? No. Flat Earthers especially have been grasping at straws, if not entire straw factories, since the final experiment was announced.
So if flat earthers go down there, like Jaron and Austin are thinking of going, and they believe, well, first, we all know there's no sun that circles behind us.
No.
We all know it. So what could they be up to? Now, we all know on the flat earth that there is what we call the coffee cup caustic, which gives light during the day there. But most normies have no idea what that even means, even if you tried to explain it to them, right? The other thing is, if the sun, and then Will's expecting there to be blue skies the whole time. There's never blue skies all the time, and especially along the horizon, because you're looking across all of the atmosphere, and so it's always, always, always hazy down on the horizon. So when the sun is going away and it's getting where it should be setting, it's going to go behind a haze. Now, you can see the sun behind haze, but when it goes I think it's pretty easy for them to, and I don't want to use the word sun simulator because it's not the sun simulator that everyone sees. I think it could just be a projection from above, from below.
Mhm.
And all they have to do is put a really bright spot behind those clouds. Now,
Mhm.
we'll say, nope, that you can't prove that's the sun. And they'll be like, well, it was light and it did travel and and it did come back. And then when it wrote,
Mhm.
and when at 7 a.m. we could see the whole disk of the sun again. So the entire time where the sun shouldn't be above,
Mhm.
it's just going to be that light. So we'll walk away and say, nope, absolutely not. That's weird. And then they'll run mainstream worldwide to say flat earthers prove the globe and don't like the result, even though they filmed it themselves. Right? Then after they leave, Neil deGrasse Tyson, William Shatner, the guy who pretended to go up into space just recently,
Yeah.
and Bill Nye, they're going to go and claim that they saw the sun also, right? Just to double reinforce it or triple reinforce it, and so that'll be 1, 2, 3, and whether we scream bullshit, 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 they don't
Mhm.
have any proof. The mainstream, it doesn't matter because the mainstream will run with the article and our voice will be silenced. We'll only be screaming to ourselves.
Mhm. Well, Dave, I see this as part of a pattern that I've noticed. I don't know if you're here before, but a lot of my audience knows that even the last year, I was predicting a flat Earth tipping point happening this year. And I
Yeah.
think we're coming to that. I think we are. And what I've noticed pattern wise is what it seems to be a desperate Glober apologetics campaign going on, trying to really reinforce it. I mean, let's face it, we've seen a record number of launches go down this year already, and it's only just July.
Yep.
Starlink, always in the news. They're putting up all this stuff about female spacewalks and everything else like that, really trying to reify the thing into people's minds. And it doesn't seem to be working.
No,
And the worse that it doesn't work, the more desperate their attempts become. I don't know if you were here when I showed that Facebook group that's called "Please Help Stop the Insane Flat Earth."
yeah, they're doing all sorts of stuff. They're really stepping it up.
Wow, the mental gymnastics with those two is Olympic level. Thanks to flat earthers targeting the youth on social media sites, especially TikTok, their indoctrination is taking hold on those whom education failed, and in particular, those who failed education.
I want to say another thing also. We know that the sun does not circle behind us. Jaron and Austin know it 100%. Now, I don't want to speak for Jaron, but I think that a lot of people misinterpreted what he said, or he might have even said it in a way because he's just so confident it won't happen.
Hmm.
If he sees a sun circle behind him, that doesn't make the Earth a globe. It makes us go, what the hell are we seeing? How can we explain
Right.
that? Because the curvature is still the flights are still wrong. There's no
Yep.
curvature. There all of that other stuff. It says there's a problem. He doesn't switch back to the ball. He says something's weird with our model. It's still flat, but we don't understand what's going on in the sky. And so people that are saying that him and Austin are shills plants, maybe RV saying, I don't know who's saying it, are absolutely have lost their minds, absolutely lost their minds. RV's out there now saying that I am a shill and everything. I mean, he's been saying that for a while. Absolute insanity. It's just insanity. So people need to just fucking chill out and you know do a little research, do a little just figure out. I mean, if they want to prove that the Earth is a globe, you don't go to Antarctica and freeze your ass off for 5 days. You take a flight from Santiago to Australia along the coast of Antarctica, right? Just follow the coast and then
With your
hop
own
across.
compass, with
Well,
your own compass, like Max Egan did,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. But even just you get a whole bunch of people. You get Neil deGrasse Tyson and William Shatner and everyone else, and everyone's on a plane. You fly from Santiago to Antarctica, maybe even land in Antarctica to prove that you're there.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
And then just follow the coast around for 6, 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is, and then pop off the coast and end up in Australia. You can't do it. That's impossible. That's the final experiment right there, and it's only one day, and you don't freeze your ass off.
Well, I'm kind of the idea that we are the final experiment. This is just an observation. Let's face it, it's an observation. It's not an experiment. There's no independent variable. There's no dependent variable. You're making an observation. It's just an observation.
You can call things whatever you want. Experiment, test, observation, Loretta. It doesn't change what people see in Antarctica, despite flat earthers whining and deflecting and handwave dismissing the plethora of videos on the 24-hour sun there.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, like you were saying, seeing some phenomenon in the sky, okay, is not going to automatically shit can all of the rest of the fact that there's no convexity. You cannot have a volume of gas without containment. All the hosts of other things that go along with it. You can't just, oh, well, we saw a sun behind us, or at least we thought we did, so we just got to shit can all the rest of that.
But here's the thing. Seeing a bright light, an undefined bright light where you can't see the sunspots, you can't see the sharp edge, behind the clouds, to us, that is not proof, but to the mainstream, they'll be like, that's proof. They'll run with that story and they'll shout it big, just like everyone thinks that Mad Mike was trying to prove the flat Earth by jumping 1,800 feet in the air. That's how stupid the public is, and the mainstream runs with it. I still get people like Mad Mike tried to kill himself, killed himself trying to prove the flat Earth.
Yeah,
I'm like, how stupid are you? So that's my prediction, that there will be a low-lying, hazy. Hey, it's hazy because it's low. You're looking through all the atmosphere. Of course it's hazy. We even say that in our videos. Things get hazy when they get near the horizon. So that's what's going to happen, and they'll run with that.
What they're relying on is two fundamental programmings that we have. Okay, and it's instilled into us in a very young age. That's why there's this unwarranted trust in academia. Okay, because that was instilled into you as you were in academia. But we suffer from a perception deception. I try to free people's minds from that. We undergo a perception deception. For instance, like this guy. Oh, he's a pastor, a benevolent pastor, a Christian, right? So that gives us already an image in our head. It's not necessarily true, but it's part of the image that they're trying to portray. Just like they can take a guy, give him a script, put a tie on him and place him in front of some books and a globe and tell you he's a total expert in whatever he's talking about. And you won't question it, just like the fake doctor on the news. So you have to get by this perception deception that we have. And people, oh, well, I saw it on CNN. It was on mainstream news. I saw it on television. And they believe that because of the perception they've been given about what they're actually seeing. And until we wake up and decide, no, you don't tell me what's real. I decide what's real.
Yeah, you should book Will on your show again on the 25th of July, because he can't make it because he has an in-court appearance at 1:30 p.m. that day.
Well, the first time I had him on, it was pretty much he had to give me the date that he could appear. So it wasn't like I could go, hey, would you appear on there? But yeah, that's interesting. He'll be going on to court again. And that's what's suspicious too. It almost slipped my mind. Is shouldn't you be spending more time preparing for your case?
Mm-hmm. And don't tell me what to do. And don't tell me what to say.
Unlike SFO-SYD Dave, I am sure Will has a team of lawyers, which eludes SFO-SYD Dave as he likely represents himself in court, if he's been to court, that is. And honestly, Will's videos aren't that long, nor are they complicated to make. He can make time to work on his case and do YouTube. One thing of note, so far they brought up Will's legal issues, then the final experiment, and now they're right back to Will's legal issues, which have nothing to do with Antarctica. I wonder how many people listening to and supporting the Daves, especially SFO-SYD Dave, have had legal troubles and are still in trouble now. Something about stones and glass houses comes to mind.
No kidding. I mean, preparing for his case and him, saying he can only afford 2 tickets, not 3. He wasn't planning on that, but he's got $1 million in fines coming. And there's when this happens, there's most likely a row of people coming behind him. The SEC is after him. That comes with jail time, right? Anybody in Colorado in Douglas County, he'll be in courtroom D on the 1:30 on 7/25. Be cool to get some flat earthers there to see what happens.
Barbara lives in Colorado, and Greg B here in the chat lives in Colorado.
Yep.
And another guy that watches all the time, Roger, if you're watching, if you're listening, you hear what Dave says about this court date. You got to see if you maybe get the time. Maybe y'all can make a day of it and have lunch and stuff. That would be kind of interesting. Yeah. So anybody of you that are in California, Colorado, near that area that wants to go ahead and check that out, yeah, definitely go on. What is it, 25th?
The 25th. He said, he did very well with investing. So is this his money or is this money he stole from people?
Yeah.
I don't know. And you said, is this common? I have friends that are in the securities business that have thousands of customers, and they have 0 complaints like this. 0. Will's got 5 in the last couple of years, 2 in June, at 1 in April when he popped up on the scene, and now it's. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
Okay. Well, I have to entertain all possibilities, especially as crazy as everything gets more and more every day. I have to keep myself reminded that, absolutely nothing is off the table. And I was thinking about just the associations that this guy has with some pretty bad actors, in my opinion. And I would say up to and including, this goes up as high, I believe, as the intelligence community, or at least some shadow group within it. And one of the things that gets me, because we all know about MK Ultra, of course we do, because that's old hat. Do you realize how they have actually perfected that? And I was thinking to myself, what's to stop them from just, during quiet time in the tent is just black bagging those guys, making them believe that they saw something they didn't, or something else like that, just to do a Kanye on them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's not out of the realm of possibility.
You serious?
I don't think that SFO-SYD Dave knows that Will Duffy and those who go with him are not going alone. They will be part of a larger group of tourists. And contrary to popular conspiracy, no one will be locked in their tents during the quiet time hours of 10 p.m. and 7 a.m.
It's not out of the realm, but it would be difficult, I think. But I just think that with all of these charges, and look at this guy. He calls himself a Christian, and his discernment is McToon is his friend. Any pastor that can't see what an evil demon that guy is has 0 discernment. As I said from the day I got his first email, actually his second email, I said, I want nothing to do with you. So all of his little trolls that come out, why did you turn down a free trip to Antarctica? Because I'm not going there to help you perpetuate your nonsense results. Because no matter what happens, they're going to claim victory and say that flat earthers don't like the result. Hey, it was light. They'll just have to say it was light and it was a bright spot right where the sun should be. And the flat earthers don't like it because there was a couple clouds in front of the sun. Yeah. Right? You don't think they can put a bright light in the sky? Now the sun simulator, the big thing with all the lights, I don't think they're hanging a physical sun simulator in the sky. Could be wrong. It could be. Maybe they are. But they're close to the dome out there. Maybe they can project something off the dome. Who knows? Or maybe it's just a projection excuse me, into the sky. Easily done. Project Bluebeam, they're putting buildings in the sky. You don't think they could put a bright, fuzzy light on clouds? Right. Are you freaking kidding me?
The stuff they can do with this 7D holographic technology. And what I saw, that was, at least 10 years old, and it was amazing. You got whales flying up out of a gymnasium floor, dragons going around flying and stuff, you know.
Right.
So we know that the capabilities have increased, and by the time the public gets a toy, it's old hat. They've got something way better than that already.
And we know we know that the globe is a psyop and they're hiding the flat earth. And we know how important this lie is. And we know that they're not going to let us just go there and see the sunset clearly. We know, like I was just out on the water today and they fucked the entire sky with chemtrails. The entire sky, not just the horizon, the entire sky was fucking covered with chem clouds. So to think that they couldn't project something and block the sun and block the transition from the real sun to a projection is just stupid. It's just stupid to think that they can't do that. I think they can do that anytime they want with an hour's notice.
One last question. Have you ever seen the sun set at 3 p.m.?
Aye, once, when I was sailing round the Arctic.
Shut up, you. Take one last look at the sun, Springfield.
Okay.
Sure, easy. Send an AWACS plane up. You know, you'd never see it.
Right.
Yeah, there's a multitude of stuff. And like I said, Occam's razor would dictate that if you did see an anomaly like that, and yes, I'm going to call it an anomaly, because we've had people in Antarctica for the better part of a century, and the best that they've come out is these edited and clipped videos of a 24-hour sun that are obviously fraudulent. So according to Occam's razor, given all the preponderance of evidence of it not being a globe, the only conclusion you could derive from that observation would be that there is some kind of an optical effect that we are not fully understanding. Let's find out more.
Right. I mean, just think of the mainstream. When, all they need is to say it was light, there was a bright spot in the sky right where the sun should have been, and the flat earthers didn't like it, right? And that alone will just, anybody that doesn't understand what a big psyop this is lost.
Mm-hmm. Well, you appeared on my show a while back, and I have to still once again apologize for that fruitcake guest of mine. He's normally not like that, but I just happened to be out at his house here a couple of weeks ago, and of course he had heard about this final experiment, so he brought it up.
Yeah.
And of course, right off the bat, he's getting defensive. And anyway, it migrated over to the idea of maps. Okay. And he goes, "You don't even have a map." I said, "You don't have an accurate map either."
Right.
And he says, "Well, what do you mean?" And he says, "What about the globe?" And so he picks up a little globe off of his desk and he picks it up and to show me Antarctica. And after he gets done showing me what he wanted to show me, I says, "Hey, what's that say on that little sticker inside there?"
Yeah.
Oh my God, that BS evidence again? The majority of desktop globes are for decoration only, but they do represent the globe Earth in what it looks like from the reference frame of space. Now, Soft-Sit Dave might think that is just a funny anecdote, or he really thinks that is a valid piece of evidence against the globe Earth, even though it's not. However, him being pretty much anti-everything, as far as I can see, leads me to believe the latter.
Yeah, it's not right. Nice. Hey, I want to throw a link in the chat. McToon was on, I forget which show he was on, and it was with Kingdom of Context, Sean, and he said, "Where's a video of the Antarctic sun?" And he showed that video of the sun. So look in the chat. Take that. Can you pull that link up that I just put in?
Yeah. There, I got it. Ooh.
Okay, put it up and just jump to the middle. And listen, I suck at photo manipulation.
I do too.
And so pull that up if you can.
Oh.
How come I'm not seeing it? Yeah.
This is your video. Okay.
This is my video. And I filmed 3 suns in Antarctica. Just jump to the middle. Jump to the middle of the video. Just
like right about there.
No. I can't see. Just anywhere. Like just jump to the middle.
Yeah, I see three
there
suns.
you go. Stop. There you go. Let it go.
I
Let it
see
go.
3 suns on the right hand side. You couldn't see my little preview bar. That's what it was.
No, I'm looking at the I'm looking at
cool.
the stream, so I'm a little behind. But look, I did that. Right? That's as good as theirs.
How'd you do that?
It's so stupid. I just put it in a movie editor. I dropped 2 other suns in there that I found online. I said sun PNG, dropped it in there, sized them up, and the video's already spinning around.
You're on Tatooine all of a sudden. That's
yeah. Look, but you know, that's as good as proof as his 1 sun spinning. I got 3 suns spinning.
Did Flat Earth Dave just admit that flat earthers can manipulate videos to show what they want? In his 2-minute 12-second video, he adds another sun just to the top left of the sun. But note, when the added sun goes past this antenna, it's in front of it. The actual sun goes behind the structure, so the added sun should act accordingly. I know he said he wasn't good at Photoshop, but really. The only thing he shows here is that he took the original video and added suns to it to try and prove a point. Nothing more. Oh, one more thing. He never thought about how the 3 suns would alter the shadows of the buildings and the terrain. This is why any evidence like this from a flat earther is automatically dismissed.
Do they move? Oh, yeah.
It's just,
I think, was it Banjo or was it Flatworks? Have you watched Flatworks' work?
I'm sure I have.
He's done some really good stuff on Antarctica the last few months. He's got really a lot of information there. And he was showing how this one was fake, that you had the same flash at the same point.
The flashes there. All of these have been proven fake. Fake. But
that's insane.
But me, with my crappy editing skills, was able to add 2 more suns to this video. All right. And this is McToon's proof. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think my sons look better than their son, by the way.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't even think that they will see a sun that bright along that clear. I don't think that they will see a light that clear.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Even if they saw a crisp light, we know that we're being fooled. You know? But no matter what happens, if with flat earthers being down there, they're going to run with the story. Flat earthers prove the globe and don't like what they saw.
Yeah, it's behind the curve 2.0. I'm telling you right now, it is.
And I think that this whole trip with Scott Kelly, whatever, the other guys going down there.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be just to reaffirm what they saw the sun too. Neil deGrasse Tyson saw the sun, and William Shatner. Well, why would he lie? Why would William Shatner lie? He went to space, you know?
Dude, William Shatner's like, what, 100? He's like getting up there really old right now. I know you're at least close enough to my age, but I remember the Apollo 11 mission. I was a little kid, and boy, I was fascinated by it. And every day when they would give updates about the astronauts and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And then on the day of the launch, I remember I was glued. And they were telling us Commander Armstrong and Commander Aldrin have gone through their physical. The blood pressure of the commander was such and such. I mean, it was rigorous. In fact, they started the Presidential Physical Fitness Award because we were the generation that was going to go to space, and we had to be physically fit for the rigors of outer space travel.
Oh, really?
President John F. Kennedy has a personal message for all of us on this important subject.
I welcome this opportunity to speak to the people of America about a subject which I believe to be most important, and that is the subject of physical fitness. And I speak not only as President of the United States, but also as a parent of 2 children who I hope will grow up with those qualities of vigor and energy which we identify with the best of America. This should be a matter of concern to us all. A country is as strong really as its citizens. And I think that mental and physical health Mental and physical vigor go hand in hand.
According to JFK.org, in 1956, President Dwight D. Eisenhower formed the President's Council on Youth Fitness with the goal of improving American health and physical activity. Before he took office in 1961, John F. Kennedy was involved in sports such as football and swimming. He wrote an article in December 1960 for Sports Illustrated outlining his plan for getting Americans moving. In the 1961-1962 school year, a physical fitness curriculum was developed for school students with more than 250,000 participants in 6 states the first year. In 1966, the Presidential Physical Fitness Award was created. To win the award, a participant had to place in the top 85% of students participating. The award was based on 5 challenges: long jump distance, shuttle run, number of pull-ups, softball throw distance, and mile run time.
That's how they sold that crap to us, right? And so it was real detailed, how many grams of eggs and how much Tang they drank and everything like that, right? And then here's William Shatner, you know, most likely got a load in his drawers, damn near 100 years old. They just pop him in a thing and send him up into freaking space. Come on.
I know. And then when if you watch that thing come down, it slammed on the ground so hard, there's no way he would have survived.
No way. That would have, I know, I think big cloud of dust, boom.
Yeah.
And then they'd open next scene, the cloud of dust is gone, door
and then they
just
claim that the air thruster at the last second stops it from hitting the ground hard.
Let's say it all together, everyone. Personal incredulity.
Well, this is what I'm saying. People don't realize he's not really Captain Kirk, okay?
Yeah.
He's an actor.
Well, duh.
An actor, and not a very good one.
Get a life, will you, people?
Right.
Neil deGrasse Tyson is an actor, okay? He was in a McDonald's commercial back in the 80s. He was a loving it, boy.
Every word of what you just said was wrong.
Wrong again, Soft-Sit Dave. According to Tyson's biography on the American Museum of Natural History's website, Dr. Tyson attended the Bronx High School of Science, where he graduated in 1976, by the way, went on to major at physics in Harvard, and earned a master's degree in astronomy from the University of Texas at Austin. He returned to New York to earn his PhD in astrophysics from Columbia University in 1991. He is a visiting research scientist and lecturer at Princeton University. And according to his IMDb page, his first acting job was in 2008. So, he never starred in a McDonald's commercial as a kid in the 80s, nor is he just an actor. William Shatner, on the other hand, is an actor who starred in an iconic TV show from the 1960s and, in my opinion, looks a lot better in his 90s than Soft-Sit Dave does in his 60s.
Get a life, will you, people? I mean, for crying out loud, it's just a TV show. I mean, look at you. Look at the way you're dressed.
These guys are all like, there's something not right about any of them. And I'm with you, Dave, on this. These flat earth haters that are out there, man. It's like they've been something. They've done something and they're forced to do this kind of thing. Because, man, I got to tell you, I get like a creep vibe off of just about every one of them. And there's always some kind of a weird fluke about each and every one of them, whether it's T-Jump with his skater boy haircut. Why are you wearing a skater boy haircut? You're like in your 40s with black fingernail polish. Come on, man. Right? And people dressing up like women and all this other craziness. And it's sort of like, is there anybody out there that's not screwed up in the head somewhere? And it seems to go along with that. And I don't know, man. It just freaks me out.
The just getting back to the charges against Duffy, it makes no sense that he's putting all of his efforts into this thing out of nowhere. There is no explanation for that. No explanation. It makes no sense.
No, I mean, this is some serious shit, man. You better either be preparing your case or preparing a new identity in Bolivia or some kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This right here looks like it comes with pound me in the butt prison too. You know it?
Very, very well could.
And yeah, so that would be leverage, I would say, because in whose interest is it really? I mean, he came out and said, you know, I can't find a motive of why they would lie about what the earth is, and then said in just a few breaths later that if I go down there and discover that the earth is flat, I'm going to have to reinterpret my idea of scripture. What
There's
was
a reason.
saying about a motive there, Padre? Huh?
He's a liar.
Listen to yourself, Ron. You're fucking nuts.
People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
He's just lying. So, yeah. It's sad that I don't even know how many flat earthers are thinking that this. I don't even think there are any at this point that think that this is a good idea. It's just that their trolls out there will be like, "Why are you going? Why are you taking your free trip?" Because it's stupid. That's why it doesn't prove anything. And by us going, I don't see a positive outcome. But they try to put us between a rock and a hard place because if we back out, they're like, "Oh, flat earthers, we're afraid," and we're going to go down and film it ourselves, But if we film it and there's light in the sky, the mainstream won't understand how that could be possible on a circling flat Earth sun. They won't, and that's the story they'll run with.
That's it. They do not want this getting out, man. And I have a host of ideas why, and of course it's speculative at best, but with good hard evidence behind it. Like we were saying before about like with maps, there's no accurate maps. And this is because we have a hodgepodge of measured statute miles mixed in with calculated distances of vast ocean. No land reference. You get into the South Pacific, man, that's some difficult stuff. I did a deep dive into the how they established longitudinal lines and everything, and it almost looks like they said, screw it, we'll just say it's the same as is above this line. It's a ball. Meridian corrections built into the GPS. And I see that it's just sitting here looking at the Gleason's map, which is not, of course, a distance map or a navigational tool as much as it is a timepiece, really. And I'm looking at this vast area of the South Pacific, and I'm like, they could so easily hide an entire continent right there.
Yeah.
Right there. They've got complete control over where people go. People that think they're free to go any place they want to, yeah, you just go ahead and try that. You got to have a special permission slip and a thing called a passport, and it's got to agree with the State Department, with the place. People think this, you just can go anywhere. You can't. And the routes that you take are tightly controlled. So I see it altogether possible they could do that. But even looking at the Urbano Monte map from 1587, and knowing that cartographers are out there, they're funded by very rich and powerful people that are commissioning these maps for trade, warfare, and other such things. And if you draw things on a map that aren't there, they go and check, and something happens, it's not there, or they wreck because you lied. Well, your head's going to go on a stick, and the money you were given is going to be taken back. So I'm looking at this map and I'm seeing details around Antarctica that's like, wait a minute, man. There's some detailed coastline on this back side of this little piece of landmass. And I'm seeing flora and fauna. I mean, I know if I was a king and I was, hey, let's go down there and see what kind of animals we can find and shit. And I send an armada based on your map, and I get there and I smash into an iceberg. I'm not going to be happy. Not at all. So I got to look at it like, has something happened that has changed? Is the Antarctic Treaty our idea, or is it coming from Antarctica? Is it like, y'all keep your crazy asses inside there? Don't come here. If we catch you coming here, we're going to wreak havoc on you. So just stay there and have your own little craziness. I don't know, man. But
yeah.
What is it? I'm hearing dinging all over the place.
I'm getting text bombed right now.
Yeah, I get them. I get them too. Like I've got like
Yeah.
2 or 3 of them just came in too. Angela Baby Carson, I see your little message. I see it. It came up. I haven't looked at it though. But yeah, you look at these now. This is just under the yellow box, Dave. And there's more to this, isn't there? So those are disclosures.
Yep.
3 firms. What's this? 6 years of experience, 3 firms. Is this all the firms that he had?
He had other firms, and it's weird. It's weird. He's working for he now he says he has like people working for him, but he's not listed on the company site that he says he works for. I haven't looked into that myself, so I can't really comment. I'm just looking into these charges, and I don't really need to look much farther. This has PSYOP written all over it. I think that my guess. He could be doing it just because he's an evil satanic fuck, or he could be doing it to stop from going to jail. Now, it's weird though, because if this was a deal, like, hey, you do this whole thing, this final experiment, and we'll make your charges go away, I would think that they would coordinate these other charges coming out of during it at the same time, that they would like halt them. So that's weird. I don't fully understand that. So not looking into conspiracy, not looking into why he did it. Just look at the charges, look at his situation. Where did he come from? And at the time in his life where he should be devoting all of his money and time to his lawyers, instead he's coming up with the final experiment. I'm calling bullshit.
Oh, welcome, Moon Bounce up here. Yeah. Good to see you, my friend.
All right, I'm going to pop. I'm going to jump.
Okay, what I was going to say, though, is the thing is, though, is you look at this, and I think one of the biggest things that I'm really still at a mystery of is the connection between him and Toon. That is just so bizarre to me. Even at a happenstance meeting at the debate that they had in Nashville, which I thought was interesting that the roof collapsed like a week later. But anyway,
that's crazy.
I wonder. So, but the happenstance meeting there with this guy Toon, right? And then I don't know how. Okay, Toon claims to be a Christian, but I would say his behavior would kind of contradict that, especially in the way that he acts towards other people. And I have to wonder, like I said, I can't understand what Toon would have to offer any congregation, even in his own neighborhood, much less travel to Colorado and go to see.
Joe from Effed Up World went there to debate Toon, right? And then he was there when Toon did a sermon, and he said it was the most satanic, I think the word he used, or weird, crazy sermon ever. And it was filmed. And Will says he puts all of his sermons online. All of the sermons are filmed and are online, except that one. That one's not online. Maybe ask Will why he isn't airing the sermon that Toon did. Maybe ask Joe about it. It's pretty crazy, And this guy is loaded, but when he went to pay for Joe's hotel, his credit card bounced. Yeah. I think he's on the edge of financial destruction, and he is doing this to avoid losing his entire life.
Very well could be. I've been inclined to be thinking that long before Duffy came in with some of these other characters that are in there. And it seems so, and one of the biggest telling things that it is it's not just a globe Earth. You find that these other people espouse views where they're just like all in. The jab is good. The Holocaust was real. All of that bullshit, they just buy into like the entire standard system line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
Hey, I know what you mean there, Sav. It's almost like Jesus is God.
I'm jumping, guys. I'll catch you.
All right, Dave. Well, thanks for coming up, ladies and gentlemen. That was Dave Weiss.
So again, Flat Earth Dave brings up Will Duffy's various investment firm legal troubles and tries to correlate them to the timing of the final experiment as a PSYOP or plea deal from the federal government or whatever, but he doesn't know. Never mind that Will Duffy's investment firm legal troubles started back in 2021. And SoftSit Dave brings up Will Duffy meeting MC Toon at Greg Locke's church in Wilson County, Tennessee, and it collapsing a week later as if by some divine retribution, when it was actually due to the accumulation of heavy snow on the tent roof of the church. He also brings up Will Duffy meeting MC Toon at Greg Locke's church as if that somehow relates to the final experiment. Again, the mental gymnastics here would earn them both gold medals. I do find it hypocritical that SoftSit Dave goes after MC Toon for his Christian beliefs, while at the same time demonizing people who challenge his flat earth SoftSit belief systems with his alleged Christian beliefs. And I find it very ironic that SoftSit Dave says we other people espouse globe earth. We go all in on the C-19 jab. That we know of that very bad thing that very bad mustachioed man from World War II did. And everything else SoftSit Dave claims we buy hook, line, and sinker. All while he believes in virtually every conspiracy under the dome. It also bears repeating that Will Duffy is not asking for money. He is footing the bill for one Glober, 2 Flat Earthers, and maybe himself. They won't be going there strictly on their own as Flat Earthers have been claiming. They will be on a plane and with other tourists at Union Glacier. Could Will Duffy be angling for a book or movie deal? Who knows? That's his own business. But one thing is always a sure bet. Gotta lie to Flurf. Oh, before we go, Will Duffy recently made a video in part of which he responded as follows.
And the last thing I'd like to mention is someone sent me this picture, and the first thing I noticed was the Colorado license plate. I would recognize that anywhere. So this picture was most likely taken in Colorado. And if this car and the person who did this to their car was not influenced by the final experiment, I would be shocked. You'll notice it says the sun is fake. It says NASA has a sun simulator. Clouds are fake. The government controls the weather. And then it talks about a group of people that has never left Antarctica. That's a group of people that I really don't think we're going to be running into down there in Antarctica. But anyway, these are claims that are being made by flat earthers almost daily at this point, which is that final experiment is going to use a fake sun to prove that there's a 24-hour sun with some sort of a sun simulator, and then fly that sun around us, around Union Glacier Camp, 360 degrees. I'm not sure how that sun gets flown around us. But anyway, yeah, a lot of interesting things and ideas. People have stated that, clouds are going to be, created intentionally, which I think would actually hurt the globe side if there was cloud coverage and we couldn't see the 24-hour sun. But anyway, word is spreading about the final experiment, which is exciting. I think a lot of people are super excited about it. And those who are not, I am not sure why, to be honest with you, but we're going to keep moving forward.
Thank you for that, Will. Remember to do all the YouTubey things. You know what they are. You got this. Thank you for watching. You are all awesome. See you in the next video.